Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is practice here at Ocala for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Cars out for about the second or third session right now as the track continuing to pick up a little bit of speed. On track down the front straightway, the Avante windows indoors. Premier Recycling, Jugo Superfuse number 3, your defending champion of the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Of course, we are talking about the Petty Performance number 3P of Kyle Cummins. He'll find speed over into turns 3 and 4. A couple of spots on the track still just a tick on the slick side. Driver who has been out for a couple of sessions so far. Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana, the Curb Records. Mechanical advantage. Stanton DRC chassis number 63. He rolls off of the exit to number 2 as he hits the back straightway. Partial schedule last year. Full-time schedule announced for the driver of the number 92. In the Moose Racing, England Machine and Tool, Lucas Oil Center, Kistler DRC number 92, Chase Stockin. Set to join back full-time with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship here in 2026. Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana, making the trip down here to Florida. The Britt Arrow, Timberland Lemon Company, Youngbloods Farms, the AceCorp.com, DGH Electric number 16. He works on the back straightway. Back for another round as an owner-driver, Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Rigging Snake Enterprises rolled scaffolding, one-way DRC power number 5T. White flag flying on this hot lap session. .15.748 right now, the quickest lap that has been turned here on the Ocala Speedway. So Chase Stockin, 15.748 is the quickest time on track so far. Cummins currently second quick. Tall currently third quick. Burns and then Swanson in the 5 are the 5 quickest drivers so far out onto the Speedway. Cale Coons, Shelby Hinton will be behind the wheel of the Bennick Enterprise number 2B here in 2026. Kevin Thomas Jr. has been out on track to get the engine fired and get some heat under the bonnet before he comes out to turn a couple of laps. Justin Grant and Gunnar Setzer likewise have all made their way out, and they have tripped the timing loop. Burns making his way down the front straightway, and that Britt Arrow, the AceCorp.com number 16. Of course, tomorrow kicks off the run of events here for Winter Dirt Games, presented by Yokohama Tire. We'll be out at Volusia Speedway Park Monday and Tuesday, back here at Ocala the remainder of the week. Practice set to go for just a couple of hours here today. And not only Yokohama stepping up as the sponsor of Winter Dirt Games, but also that brings the point fund for this series up to $24,000, the largest payout ever for Winter Dirt Games. $12,000 is the reward for the driver that is the champion of Winter Dirt Games. $6,000 to second, $3,000 to third, $2,000 to fourth, $1,000 to fifth. Of course, Justin Grant, the all-time winning driver in Winter Dirt Games competition with 8 career victories. Kyle Cummins captured the 2025 Winter Dirt Games Championship. Of course, left here and never relinquished the points lead, going on to his first career national championship with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Cars. Next group of drivers out to the Speedway include USAC Triple Crown titleist Logan Seavey. Makes his way into turns 1 and 2. Over in turns 3 and 4, Saban Bybent out of Cincinnati, Ohio, the Epoxy Systems International number 98. Different look and a different sponsor on the side of the Rocksteady Racing number 3R. Kevin Thomas Jr. Majestic Electric jumping up as a title sponsor on that car. Inland Rigging, Bird Racing, stand with the Mach 1 chassis for the number 3. Rattled off a half a dozen wins last year between local Indiana events, USAC National Sprint Car events. Of course, winning in Knoxville last year, Williams Grove, Tri-State, and Kokomo. Back from beyond the pond, Tom Harris out of Banbury, Oxfordshire, United Kingdom, the Skegness Raceway. Neil Stuckberry Motors, Project 12 Spray Coating. Simonites.com, Honda Pack, Claxton Max number 84. Tom Harris taking on the Chillable Nationals powered by NOS Energy earlier this year. Makes his way onto the back straightway. Exiting turn number 4, the 13 of Chase Howard out of Nesbitt, Mississippi. The Two Fellows Moving Company, Ron Supply, ShopHangerDuck.com, Kaiser, High Speed Titanium number 13. Chase Stockton continues to have the quickest lap time. Got a 15.748. Cummins second quick at a 16.012. Harley Burns was third quick. Now Tom Harris comes around second quick at a 15.974. He's the second driver under the 16-second mark so far. Checkered flag flies on this session of hot laps. And Tom Harris was the quickest driver on track for this session. He's second quick overall, 15.974. Quick check for debris on the outside of turns 1 and 2. Of course, Volusia Monday and Tuesday, back here on Wednesday, 6 o'clock start time every night here at Ocala. $6,000 to win tomorrow, $12,000 to win Tuesday, and of course somebody's walking away with one of the big gators. $6,000 to win on Wednesday and Thursday, $7,500 to win on Friday, and $10,000 to win on Saturday. Again, $12,000 to the overall champion of Winter Dirt Games. Again, presented by Yokohama Tire. $6,000 to second, $3,000 to third, $2,000 to fourth, and $1,000 to fifth. Of course, for more information on this week's events, you can go online to USACRacing.com. Make sure to find us on Facebook. Follow us on X and Instagram as well. Of course, if you can't be there live, you can find it all exclusively on FloRacing.com. FloRacing is the official live online broadcast provider of the United States Auto Club for all three of its national touring divisions. So whether it's the sprint cars, the midgets, or Silver Crown, you can find every lap, every time on Flo. Several fans making their way here into the grandstands. Also want to welcome everybody who is checking things out as we are on Facebook Live right now. Doing a little testing too, make sure everything is A-OK and ready to go. Rookie of the Year contender on track, Logan Calderwood at a Goodyear, Arizona. The MP Environmental, JST Shock Technologies, JFM, CKW Design, one-way Triple X chassis, Calderwood Racing #6 machine. The 14, Jaden Rogers at a Worthington, Indiana. The Beasley's Railcar Repair, American Dream Racing, Parallax Motorsports, Midwest Dyno Services, Spec Power DRC #14, making his way down the front straightaway. The 30 rides again, CJ Leary at Greenfield, Indiana. The Kodiak Products, Japano Trucking, Highsmith Guns, FK Ron and Simpson Willwood #30. Leary 3 wins last year in Silver Crown and Sprint Car competition. Saban Bybit back on track of the #98. The 5G, Gunnar Setzer on track. He's out of Columbus, Indiana. Driving the Superior as Dave Wig meets Davis Brothers, S&C Machine Fabrication, King Racing Products #5G. Couple of sessions for Tall, and so far it's paying off. Quick time at a 15.739. 15739 seconds. Jaden Rogers saying, I can do better than that. He'll bring the 14 around, and he'll take the spot. CJ Leary in his own #30, going up to second quick. Now Osborne going back to the top of the speed charts at a 15.263. So the track picking up a tremendous amount of speed here in this session. It's Osborne, Rogers, Leary, Stockin, Setzer, scratch that, Calderwood. Jumping up into the top 5, and Leary goes back up top, 15.193. Not a bad way to start things off here for Leary, the driver to Greenfield, Indiana. Driver that Kramer Components, Lucky 7 Technologies, Barry Miller Racing, Indy Metal finishing #30. Big wheel stand down the front straightaway for Jaden Rogers as he comes to the checkered flag. And Leary faster still, 15.052. CJ Leary back behind the wheel of his own #30 machine, and he is fast, 15.052 seconds. Puts him atop of the speed charts right now. Jaden Rogers second quick, and what a wheel stand he had coming to the checkered flag at 15.235. Trey Osborne had been up at the top of the speed charts for much of this practice session. Third quick right now at a 15.263. Logan Calderwood jumping up into fourth at a 15.424, and Gunnar Setzer at a 15.498. So the next group of cars is going to make their way out to the Speedway real quick. Let's go ahead and check in with Drake York.
Thank you so much, Brian. Checked in with Trey Osborne there, who is currently in the top 5 on the speed charts, currently after a few sessions here with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship. Pulled to the infield a few laps before they threw the checkered flag. Just checked in with Trey, all as good as that car was still running by the time he came to the infield. Great to see Trey back down here in Florida. Brian, if you remember back to last year's Winter Dirt Games, it was just raw and luck start to finish. So not official yet, or at least official competition, but good to see Trey show back down to the Sunshine State with a lot of good speed underneath that 6T currently.
Indeed, thank you very much. Next group of cars making the way down into the infield. They will get pointed around towards the front straightaway, fire, and make their way out to the Speedway. Stockin making his way back out. And the Moose Racing at #92. Shelby Hinton at a Louisiana. behind the wheel of the Bannock Enterprises. Penalty Farms number 2B here in 2026. Mike Hagenbottom making his way out to the Speedway. The 10 Hoagie Customs, DMY Performance, Maxim Chassis, Kreider Manufacturing, Valco, Unknown Associates, number 51. Getting a look at Hayden Reinbold here on the broadcast out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical, Reinbold Development Incorporated, Pacific Valley Transportation, Jugo Superfoods. Number 19 as they'll come to speed. Hayden, a winner last year at Eldora with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. He'll streak onto the back straightaway and will pick up with his teammate, Mitchell Moles, out of Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Pacific Valley Transportation, Indy Power Sports, Reinbold Development Incorporated, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, number 19, AZ. Last year, a winner on the sprint car side of things during Indiana Midget Week up at Kokomo, and then, of course, went to victory lane in the closest finish of 2025 at Paragon. Shelby Hinton in the 2, former national champion of the National Open Wheel 600 Series in the early days of his career. So right now the teammates running nose to tail. Reinbold leading Moles at the moment as they work onto the back straightaway here at the Ocala Speedway. And if you've never been here, this track a very unique shape, very egg-shaped. You see 1 and 2 very sweeping. The team's able to carry a lot of speed. And 3 and 4 having to really kind of break down, hunker down, and kind of twist the car. Of course, this track started its existence as an asphalt track. For many years known as Bubba Raceway Park, now Ocala Speedway on the signs around this facility. As Chase Stocking goes back to the top at a 15.013, CJ Leary 15.052, Jaden Rogers 15.235, Trey Osborne and Mitchell Moles make up the top 5. Calderwood, Setzer, Bybit, Reinbold, and Harris make up the top 10. So officials calling for 5 more cars to make their way out to the Speedway. course, in 2026, AMSOIL continuing as the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. The AMSOIL Shop by Vehicle tool at AMSOIL.com takes the guesswork out of picking the best oil and filter combination for your vehicle. Choose the right product and packaging option for you and enjoy fast, free delivery right to your door. Visit AMSOIL.com to learn more. Of course, all throughout the week, you'll have a chance to sign up and be your AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner. And starting tomorrow at Volusia's, whenever we will kick that off, you'll be able to go down to the USAC merchandise trailer and sign up. If your name is drawn, you and a guest get to go down right in the pace truck and enjoy the feature from the infield. So that is definitely something to look forward to. And of course, when we kick things off at Volusia tomorrow, you'll be able to pick up a complimentary can of NOS Energy. Make sure to check out NOS Zero Sugar. 100% NOS. You can stop by their sampling station when you head to the track tomorrow, or to find a retailer near you, go to drinknos.com. Of course, Dirt Draft returning as the title sponsor of Hot Laps. You can download the Dirt Draft app today. Set up your league, play against your friends, your family, your neighbor, even the guys sitting next to you in the grandstands, and find out who is best at picking on the Fantasy Racing app. Make sure and check that out. Download it today. That is the Dirt Draft app. Qualifying this year brought to you by Learn Lab. Heat races will be brought to you by K1 Race Gear, TJ Forge, K&N Filters, and USACgear.com. Your work area, once again, brought to you by Any Metal Finishing. Your semi-features this year brought to you by 5 Star Bodies, and they have just released a brand new line of sprint car bodies. Of course, 5 Star known throughout the modified world, known throughout the asphalt world, but now dipping a toe into the world of sprint car racing, and they actually have that body on display in the pits of Volusia. Definitely swing by. Absolutely beautiful work on those bodies. Something to definitely check out. K&N Filters bringing you the Clean Air Award. That is the most laps led on the evening. Rada Supply, of course, bringing you the Hard Charger. Once again, $150 bonus to your Hard Charger in the feature event. The Parallax Group Passing Master returning a $2,500 bonus to the driver that advances the most positions throughout a feature competition in 2026. Rookie of the Year, the Max Pappas Innovations Rookie of the Year. And, of course, everybody who races all 3 divisions has a shot at the Mike Curb USAC National Drivers Championship. Now, that is a bonus. That is not the overall championship payout. It is a $20,000 bonus, the highest it has ever been. And Justin Grant, winner of that in 2025. And again, that encompasses all 3 national touring divisions of the United States Auto Club. Cars back in the green flag conditions. Hagenbottom back on the racetrack. Swanson back on the racetrack. Kobe Simpson, driver to Bonham, Texas, and the Rush Race Gear. Beattown Automotive, candidate DRC number 5. He is on the back straightaway. And I believe driver's first laps of the day. Briggs Danner out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The E. Schneider & Sons Recycling. Keystone Cap, Boulevard Truck Repair, Apache Transport, Oshtuck Roasted Corn. Number 39, he's at speed over into turns 1 and 2. And right now, the driver of that number 39 machine is 11th quick at a 15.699. Getting a look at the 21. Simpson, hill twister onto the front straightaway. Tom Harris in pursuit of him, and that's Skegness Raceway number 84. Harris right now is 3rd quick. Lap time of 15.160 seconds. So we'll get drivers repositioned and ready to go. Justin Grant making his way out of Devine, California. The NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, G&G Racing Fuels, Amsoil, number 4 machine. Just talking about he was last year's recipient of the Mike Curb USAC National Drivers Championship bonus. $15,000 last year to Justin Grant. That's up to $20,000 this year. And again, that is not the overall. Every series has a championship payout. That is the bonus for the overall best performing driver out of the 3 national touring divisions. Cale Coons on the back straightaway. Looking at him here on the broadcast. Driver the curb breakers, mechanical advantage. Coletta Charter, Stanton DRC chassis. Joe Dooling, Kerbeck Ajania, number 63. As the green flag will fly, we'll go ahead and set him loose. Driver up in front of him. That was Gunnar Setzer. We'll look back and catch up with the 57 of Logan Seavey, the Mount Mechanical Contractors. Drop light. Andy Powersports, CGCPA's number 57. A dozen wins in 2025, including a sweep of the Western World out in Arizona. Tom Harris going up, doing a little bit of exploration of the high line over in turns 1 and 2. And Cruz doing a lot of work on the track during the offseason to get it ready for Winter Dirt Games and, of course, late models. You've got the mini mods and everything that are making their way in to do battle here on this egg-shaped oval. And 1 and 2, I know they were talking about they've done a lot of work. They've moved a lot of material over there and really want those drivers to go up and kind of test the high side and get some feedback on it. As we get a look at Justin Grant, right now he is the quickest driver on track. He is the only one turning a 14-second lap, 14.898. Of course, Grant, as usual, bringing a sharp-looking NOS Energy Drink number 4 to the racetrack. White flag set to be followed by the checkered here. And Grant, faster still, 14.856. Logan Seavey is second quick. We'll see if he improves that time here as they come around. He does not. 15.006 for Logan Seavey. Stock in 15.013. Leary 15.052, and Tom Harris fifth quick at 15.160. But Justin Grant, first driver to the 14-second bracket, 14.856. So here on the broadcast, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we will see you tomorrow at Volusia. Again, you can catch all the action live on FloRacing if you cannot be there in person, but we hope to see you down there as we go gator hunting on Monday and Tuesday. So long, everyone.
Let the games begin. Hello, Florida. Get ready for 6 straight nights of Winter Dirt Games 17 presented by Yokohama Tires in February 2026. Barberville's Volusia Speedway Park presents the official kickoff to the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship season with a pair of dates on February 9th and 10th. The action-packed racing week concludes with a trip back west to finish strong for 4 consecutive nights at Ocala Speedway on February 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Practice night at Ocala kicks off the week-long extravaganza on Sunday, February 8th. Sunshine and a $24,000 Winter Dirt Games point fund awaits. For more info, visit USACRacing.com. The countdown is on. The 2026 USAC season is just around the corner in Florida.